Good morning, Miss Childs. So your microphone is not working? Is that what's going on? I'm cold, but I'm trying my best to be a part of class. That's good. That's good. I was wondering what happened to you for a while. I haven't seen you in a moment. All right. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to allow you to talk too much, I guess, because you have a cold. Uh, know how that can be. You're a bit early though. It's 10:03. We don't start until 10:10. So I don't know. Drink some tea, stretch, wake up. I know you have a cold, but the best way to beat a cold is to stay active. Do this. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I still got my microphone on. Yeah, well, then you should go get tested. Oh, yeah, you have COVID. I didn't read that correctly. I didn't see that. I had to read that again. Yeah, well, it's the same thing. If you go get tested, they're going to tell you that you have to take your vitamins, you have to exercise, probably got to change some things about your lifestyle. But you're not dead, right? So you're here. Let's focus on this so you don't think about that. Oh, just noticed you. Welcome to class, Gabriel. Okay, so let me stop this. Looks like we got Mr. Irvin, Gray. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's see here. Irvin, did you have an announcement or you just hanging in there? Okay. All right, so class is about to start. It's 10:10. We give about 5 more minutes for our latecomers or people who just have to be marked absent. Use this time to resize your screen. I want to draw your attention to my screen for a second. You click on, and you guys have access to this already. Oh, looking for MEMS. Okay. So what was I about to say? You want to make sure you are logged into ESB and also logged into your Google Docs. That's one, right? So one screen should be ESB, one screen should be Google Docs because we're going to go through this problem together. There is a simulation involved. So I'll put that in there after the 5 minutes is expired. Did I start that clock already? I think I did. I did not. So 4 minutes left. There we go. And that'll keep me on track while I do attendance. So if you have questions on how to sign in or what the topic is, or not the topic, the assignment is, let me know. But just use this time to get ready. Today's objective, and I try to be on top of this. I woke up at like 5 a.m. get all this ready for you guys, so I'm gonna do it right now. Uh, Classroom term today is acceleration. That's not correct. It's supposed to be instantaneous. Oh, it's updating. There we go. So have her check SB if she shows up. Thanks. All right, no problem. Okay. So let me turn the chat off and remember to tell her that. All right. So, like I said before, the things you need for your document. If you want the objective, there's the objective. I'm gonna have somebody read it when class starts. And then, of course, your exit slip is composed of two things: the classroom term of the day and the word of the day. The term of the day relates to the physics class. The word of the day relates to the uniform nature of our school. Because we give you guys ACT words. My words are pretty much physics, engineering, and computer science terms. All right, so let's do attendance again. How much time we got left? Okay. And attendance. This Mr. Gray. He's here now. Gabriel Childs. I got marked present. Okay. So 2 more minutes. We're going to begin with our norms. All right, so I think that's time. See who's in listing for students in attendance. Okay. All right, so let's try to power through this. We'll come back to this. Well, maybe I should get this out the way first. Miss Childs, are you able to read or no? The chat is off. Huh? Okay, my bad. I just forgot that part. So you type in there. I was gonna have you read the objective, but if you can't, I'll go to probably Gabriel. So can you read or no? I know you are under the weather. All right, she hasn't responded. Okay, so Gabriel, can you read what's in the gray box there? Is today's objective?
Today's objective students will be able to utilize the definition of Able's acceleration with respect to change in velocity and climate and time.
Change in time. Okay, thank you, sir. That's cool. 20 points. All right, so let's get through our norms, right? Move this out the way and everything. Okay, so here we are. And start from the top. So we got Gabriel, Jarrell up. We have Brewer. Hello, Miss Brewer. So you got my email. Welcome to class. All right. So you're just about to do our norms. Let me mark her present. All right.
Hi.
Hello. During class, everybody, you raise your hand. Okay, Kiana, you have a question?
No.
Okay, well, you raised your hand, so can you look? There you go. So, as a rule of thumb, everybody needs to keep their cameras on. All right, this is to make sure you are you in class. This is a CPS policy; it's not mine's. So, Gray, Childs, Gabriel, and Brewer, I need your cameras to become activated. If you have an issue with that, I will forward you over to Mr. Irving, who will look into why you can't be present in class on your camera. Okay. So, between now and then later on, figure out how to turn it on. Miss Brewer, you're in the darkness. Do you have a light? I can't even see you at all. So I need you to fix that. All right, let's do our norms, okay? I'll come back to that later. So first in the list is Gabriel. Can you do number 1 and number 2, sir? Do you see my
The one
screen?
has the right to hurt another person. Education in the classroom are sacred.
Awesome, thank you. Next on the list will be Mr. Gray. Can you do number 3 and number 4? Thank you, Miss Brewer. I can see you now. I see the ceiling, but I don't see you. But you're getting better. You was dark. Jarrell Gray, are you there, or are you just here? Because I'm at a
Yeah,
point
I'm
where
there.
okay, you gotta be careful because I'm about to start ejecting students, and then you have a get back. You know what that is, right? So number 3 and number 4. Please read that, sir.
We would never behave in a way that would discredit ourselves, our school, our family at Excel Academy, Southwest student, and always and lady and gentlemen.
Appreciate you. All right. So number 5 and number 1, I would like who's next, Miss Brewer, to read. All
Um,
right.
number 5 and number 1.
Yes, ma'am. From the academic norms, number 1, and number 5 from the basic. Little child's left.
We take pride in Excel Academy of Southwest. Um, wait, and we respect the opinions of other.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. So next would be I was going to go to child. She left. I see Courtney's arrived. Okay. So Courtney, can you give us? You just got here. I want to get some points on the score for you. Can you read number 1? I'm sorry, number 2, 3, and 4.
We respect the culture of the classroom. We are attentive and participate. We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Thank you, sir. And lastly, I was trying to see if child's going to come back. Gabriel, can you finish it off with number 5?
We are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary endeavor.
Yes, we are. All right. So I'm opening up the chat. Well, I'm not going to open the chat because I'm going back and forth with that. But basically, raise your hand if you know the answer to this question. What are three routes for Gabriel? I didn't even finish the question, Gabriel. What are three routes for post-secondary endeavors? Go ahead, Gabe. What are they? 15
College,
points.
military, or trade school.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, you got it. Welcome to class, Aaliyah. Mr. Irving is saying he told me to tell you to check your Edsby
It's not letting me
messages.
join. It's keep loading. It's loading slow.
What is loading? What are you talking about?
The link that he sent me in my SB to take the start test is not letting me in. So I'm
Oh,
trying
all
to
right.
text with him back and
O-
forth.
Okay, okay. Don't get frustrated. You sound irritated. All right. So let me call him and maybe he'll come back in and he can help you out with that. All right.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna mark you present. Gabe, lower your hand because you still got your hand raised. You confusing me. Thank you, sir. All right. So let's get into today's assignment. And what I want you guys to do for about 2 minutes is get your screen set up because you just got here. What I mean by screen setup is I'm about to call Irvin. Um, is Rush here? Rush, can you help me out? Can you contact Irvin? I'm just like, how am I gonna do both?
Yeah, contact him and what you want me asking?
He wanted to get Aaliyah straightened out for our star testing, I think. And she's saying she's having difficulty with that.
I got you.
All right, thank you.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm going to get into the assignment, everybody. Make sure you're logged into your Gmail account that you're going to use. You click on Google Docs. Now, I'm on a computer, so I'm going to tell you in advance, you people on cell phones, I'm on the cell phone, so I'm on, it work. It's going to be hard on you. It's going to be very hard on you. I'm serious. Because Google Apps comes on the computer automatically. On a cell phone, you have to download the app and then be like, okay, now I got to clear space. Now you got to delete Facebook, you got to delete Instagram, video games, and you got to make space for a new app that you have to use for school because you want to be on your cell phone. And this is going to be your own punishment because you'll see once you go on the computer, things are easier. So please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and just as an adult, work from a computer. If you go to a company and try to work on a cell phone all the time, they will fire you. I'm just being honest because you can't do everything on a cell phone. So please get that together. All right. So if you're on a computer like me, you want to size your screens where you have your SB account open and you have your Google Docs open. This is called multitasking 101. So please do this first. So once you click on Google Docs, if you're in it on your phone or your computer, you're going to open up blank docs, right? And in SB, I am going to be logged into physics, the second period that we're in. So you should be in SB so you can see what I'm doing and follow along. Now, I'm saying this not to belabor it or not sound like a broken record, but a lot of students are going to be falling behind because at the end, we have share outs. And if you are just on the other side of the screen and I've been calling you, I'm kind of like Santa Claus, the black version. I'm going to take note and it's going to affect your score because that's lack of participation. So when I call on you, you should respond. Also, a lot of students with these cameras off, I'm going to just remove you. And then there's a follow-up process called get back. A lot of students at Camelot know what that is. So we're doing
Can you
this to
explain
make
to me
sure.
what that is?
You say what, Gray?
Can you explain to me what that is?
Okay, so the get back process is where you get pulled out of class, Mr. Borders, Irvin, and all the staff and all the teachers. We have ratings, right? You know
Right.
that, right? Are gonna
Mm-hmm.
get back with you. Did that help you out? They gonna get back with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So please just make life easier. We're like leaving the year in a good way. I think we're gonna get recovered. I hope. But don't make things hard for yourself trying to cut corners or finesse. It's gonna catch up to you. All right. So let's do our name of our document. Do now. And today's date is the 2nd of December. We're already out of November, right? I did that wrong. Let me fix that. And then we need our header, right? So this is our header. And second, the 12th, right? And our period. You should be typing when I'm typing. I was doing all the talking to give you time to get started on this stuff because I know we get distracted. But don't let me talk and let you think that I forgot something. There's a lot to do. So second period, what we're in, and you guys are physics. You should be typing what I'm typing in case you're like, "What we doing, Mr. Tyler?" I know the question's gonna pop up, and I'm just gonna look at you sideways like a dog does. Like, you should be doing what I'm doing so you can get credit. Meaning, you should be logged into Google Docs and ESB and doing what I'm doing. Not making you a sandwich, not going to the bathroom, not talking to your parent. Unfortunately, you had to sit down and do this because this is your grade. Okay, so stop being distracted. Then share outs, you're gonna have to have what I have done. No excuses. So title. Let's see who knows. I'm not gonna scroll up on my screen. Who is paying attention? This is called check it for understanding. Who knows what today's title is going to be? Or what is the name of the assignment? Courtney raised his hand. Go ahead, sir.
How much to get up to speed?
Thank you, sir. So you got 15 points. That easy. All right. So let's scroll down, and this is where Courtney got it from. All right. I'm showing you how to survive this class. If you're not paying attention or attentive in participating, you will sink in quicksand with me. So please, please keep up. So what is our title? Courtney just told us. Let's see here. How much time to get up to speed? Right. So center that and make it look clean. So put this in the center and zoom in so you guys can see a little bit. Wait for this to change. There we go. 150. And then let's make this a font of 14 so you can really see it. And you're literally, if you're wondering what you're supposed to do in class right now, you're literally supposed to be typing up what I'm typing on Google Docs. Now, if you want to be fancy and have Word, Microsoft Word, then you can pay $150 or whatever, install that. I'm using Google Docs primarily because it's a free service if you have an email account. And it also serves as your digital notebook, meaning you can go back and use it on Friday quizzes. So that's why you should be doing this with me, because if you're in class in the building with me, you'll know what to do on the tests on Fridays if you're paying attention. All my classes are about paying attention, and I'll know when you're not. So exit slip, classroom term of the day. I'm just typing our normal format, right? Everybody should be used to what I'm typing in case you're confused with what I'm doing. So classroom term of the day is, and I showed you on the screen in the beginning. I'm gonna try to show the screen again, but type this in because when I'm watching students on their share outs, there's certain things they're not doing. Like you're missing exit slip points, you're missing participation points. These are things that you can just take advantage of. What is it? Word of the day. I don't want to forget, Rush, were you able to get in touch with Irvin? I'm typing Rush. Word of the day is.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay, so is he gonna follow up with Aaliyah or?
Yeah, in a minute, I'm gonna get back in front of his computer.
Right. No, I just didn't want to call on her. I know she's about to do that.
Oh no, she good for now.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back to this word of the day. Right. Let's resize this. What was that? Right. In term of the day, what was that? I put it in front of your face like at the beginning of class. So here it is. Right. Now I'm purposely not going to put the objective in the chat because this is me figuring out who's really paying attention. This is a hidden 15 points that I just don't mention too often because I want to see which students are listening. If you put the objective in that box into, so Courtney, go ahead. What, you raise your hand?
No.
You did though. Your hand is still up. Okay.
No, that was Aaliyah raised her hand.
Aaliyah did. I thought I saw Courtney. Okay, go ahead. Aaliyah.
I was asking. I thought you was finna ask. Do somebody want to read the objective?
You jumping ahead. You're right, Aaliyah. But go ahead. Go ahead and read it. I couldn't even finish explaining it. Go ahead.
Today's objective, students will be able to utilize the definition of the average accelerate. I can't even say it. Acceleration with respect to change in velocity and change
velocity.
in velocity. My bad.
I'm changing time. Thank you. All right. See, she just got 20 points for the objective. But you yourself, and I know Aaliyah and Courtney and many others know how this class works. If you participate, you can pass. If you don't participate, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to look at you and you're going to look at me, and I'm not going to hear too much of the excuses. So, um, the instantaneous acceleration and novel, those two things need definitions. Students are not going on, you can go on Google and look up the definitions. I'm forcing you guys to read. It's called literacy skills. And reading is fundamental. I teach my son this. So you have to go and look up the words and put the definitions in there. It's like little things, little points you're missing out on. All right, I'm off my diatribe. 1031. Let's get into this problem. Okay, so I'm gonna resize it. And I think we didn't talk about what the problem is, and we got to get started on it real quick because we got two of them. I want to have enough time to try to help you through the asynchronous problem. Now, this is physics. Everybody knows yesterday was our asynchronous day. That is your office hour. I'm going to keep telling you about that because there's teachers, all of the teachers have office hours really, and they're called asynchronous days. Ask them what that day is. That's your day to try to catch up. That's the day they're not going to be just trying to talk and teach you. They're there to answer your questions, and you have to be in there the whole time, kind of like study hall, to get things done. Okay, so use that effectively. Ours for physics and computer science are Tuesdays. Okay, just want to let that be known. And for robotics students, if you have me, that's Thursdays. Okay, so Brewer left. Oh, all right. Anyway, I'm glad I'm tracking this with this Google app. So have her check it. Okay, that's nothing. So let's go through the problem. I'm gonna grab this and put this in the chat.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, you being called upon? You want
Yeah.
Leah to read it? Okay. Leah? Rush put you out there.
Yeah, go to your SB.
Okay.
It's your time, baby.
All right.
Okay.
Can I read this, Mr. Tyler, before I go? Because I need me some points.
I was finna say, can you? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello and good day to all future physicists. Please remember that all asynchronous problems need to be completed and ready present tomorrow in class. Asynchronous problems have to be completed as homework and will be checked tomorrow in class. How much time is required for an airplane to reach its takeoff speed of 79 meters per second if it starts from the rest and it's an average
Acceleration
is 8.79 meters per second
squared. All right. So you get where you got to go, Aaliyah, and just watch the video and finish it up later. I'll see you later, okay? That's star testing you got to do, I think. And I take that very serious. All right. So the first part is taking the question. That's 1S. That's the problem we're going to do together real quickly, okay? So let's do that. We got here 11:10, so I got to move. You're going to take 1S and grab this. And if you forgot what the word of the day and the term of the day is, I can show you again, or I'm going to type it in at the end, but we got to get this problem out the way. Our simulations will probably do probably tomorrow. We didn't do no simulations today, but we have substitution method tomorrow. So just letting you guys know the schedule changed a little bit due to asynchronous days. So that's the first question. And then the second question was your homework problem. Yes, you're like, why do we got homework? Well, that was the novel idea, the word of the day. The novel idea of CPS is to bring back homework. That was not Mr. Tyler doing that, by the way. Okay, so let's do this. This is your homework, 2A, your homework problem. Let me make this larger. 14, that's the problem. Okay, so you should see with it. And again, what are these terms? Well, the word of the day was novel, in case you forgot. And I just want to get that out of the way. And the term of the day for classroom is instantaneous and acceleration. Thank you, Google, for the help. All right. Let's knock this problem out real quick. You need a couple of things, right? So let's look at it. We're looking for average acceleration. We talked about average acceleration yesterday, I think, right? Well, not yesterday, Monday, right? I think so. We talked about it a lot. So I want to open up the chat for like 30 seconds. Well, you raise your hand and I'll open up the chat so you can put it in there. But who knows what the equation for average acceleration is? We talked about this on Monday. Just trying to see who remembers, who was paying attention. Nobody's raising their hand, huh? So should I just type it in? I was gonna give out 30 points, but nobody got their notes open. Gabriel shaking his head. Oh no. So nobody knows. Okay. All right. Well, let's go through it. So average acceleration, if you remember, is equivalent to, what is it? Our change in this velocity, right? Divided by, let's put this in parentheses in case you forgot. These are all elements. Change in as well. And this is where we use delta again in case you guys forgot that part. Time. Center this because this is the first start of your notes. You should be typing with me, or or you can wait till the chat and try to put it in there, and you look kind of bogus. But you should be typing it with me because you want accuracy. All right. Now, how do we represent this? Right? How does it look? Well, first we got to talk about. And by the way, let me put this in here too as a note because you might not remember. This is in fact the definition of average acceleration I'm talking about. Okay. Keep that in mind. That's a definition I'm giving you, which you're going to use as a mathematical equation in a moment. So let's go down. And what's next? Well, what is this measured in and how does it look? Right? So, well, it's measured first. Average acceleration is measured in meters. We talked about this per second squared. That's an acceleration. And we talked about the acceleration on Earth for gravity. And that's also this. Gravity is an acceleration, so you don't get confused. So we're gonna raise this to the power of 2. All right, is equal to the change in velocity. And what is velocity measured in? That's meters per second. Divided by the change in time, which is just seconds. Okay. What's next? Well, we got to think about the fact that we can't move meters per seconds and all these things around. We're doing algebra on it, right? So what's the mathematical representation? Again, if you don't remember, it was A and then AV, right? AV is subscripted. So let's do that. Okay. I'm just going over what we did on Monday. And we talked about it again on, I want to say Tuesday. You guys had asynchronous day. Is equal to what? Well, velocity. And change in velocity is represented by delta. We talked about delta too a moment ago. So we're going to go insert, go to special characters, and arrows, math. Make sure you change arrows to math because you want to be able to find the character for delta. And we come here and type DELTA for delta. That's the Greek letter we're using in this case. And you want to find one that's uppercase like this. Okay. And that's delta what? Well, it's going to be in this case, delta V. Divided by, I'll put this in parentheses so you know it's one element. Divided by delta, which is change in, right? Time. It's lowercase t in that case. Okay. So I think you have what you need to begin doing the problem. But this time around, we got a lot of algebra to do. We're just not plugging and chugging. We're going to cross some things out and solve for time. Because if you look at the question, it says, how much time? All right, so let's get started on this because it's 10:40. And I want to make sure we have time for share outs. I'm going to grab this part We're going to set up our known and unknowns and do the algebra. So let me give you this part first. And then some students will be like, scroll back up, scroll back down. All right. Well, look at the chat. Make sure it looks right. Here you go. So you should see what I just did so far in the chat. All right, let's go down. Known and unknown values. What are they? So what do we know about the problem? And then alternatively, what is the problem asking us? So what don't we know? Well, we know for
The
a fact.
average acceleration.
Who said that? Courtney, you're right. Very good, Courtney. Very good. Yeah. He said the average acceleration. Okay, I give him 15 points for that. The average acceleration is, and Courtney is exactly right, 8.79 meters per second squared. Now, the way he could have known that is to understand that average acceleration is measured in meters per second squared. Okay, so let's put that in here. Way to go for Mr. Dixon. Grab this. And put this here. This goes under our known values, you guys. And what do we have? He said it, 8.79. And that's meters per second, right? And squared. Okay, so now we're got to move on to our next one. And that's like, what else did they give us for our known values? Well, if we're looking like Courtney did, this is 79 speed. We talked about speed, right? Scalars and vectors. A speed of 79 meters per second. That's a velocity, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And if you're not sure, that's why I gave you these initial notes. Change in velocity or velocity itself is measured in meters per second. That's why we went through that. Okay, so let's continue on. So that's velocity, or we can just call it delta V, right? Because you don't want to do final initial. We talked about final initial. We're just going to use it when it's just delta V. I want to take you through all that today. Because I want to see if we got a little time for our acceleration, but I don't know. So that's going to be delta V, right? That's the next value we got. Here. And bring it over here. Is equivalent to, what was that number again? 79 meters per second. Okay. So what do we not know? Well, I told you already a moment ago, if you were listening, it was time. We don't know time, right? So we got to solve for it using our algebra skills. So we're going to say delta T, change in time, is equal to some number in seconds once we get done with it. All right, let's keep it moving. So come down here. Strategy, what do? Solve for the change in time, which is basically delta T, right? Come here. Here. Using algebra on the equation above, right? Okay. Let me do that. I'm gonna take this equation, everybody, and I'm gonna do some algebra on it. This is the class is called, I hate to say it, a lot of people are like, why we gotta do all this algebra? Do all this math. They don't tell you is that the Trojan horse for mathematics is physics. And also engineering. Physics is like the gateway to engineering. I gotta figure out what happened to Miss Brewer. Mr. Rush, when you get a chance, can you contact her and see if she's not coming back? Because I gotta mark her absent.
You said Miss Moore?
Brewer.
Oh, Brewer. Ashley Brewer?
Kiana Brewer.
Oh, Kiana Brewer. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she left like 20 minutes ago. Okay, so what was I saying? So we're gonna do some algebra on this part. Take this and I'm gonna come down the line and put this here. Now, how do I get delta t by itself? This is called a two-step algebra problem because it's like two steps, but it looks like multiple steps, really just two steps. So first and foremost, we see that our delta t is pretty much on a denominator on a fraction, right? So that means it's being divided already. The reverse of that in algebraic terms is what you do to one side, you do to the other, but more especially, you do the opposite of a mathematical operation to get the desired result. So I'm going to put this all in parentheses because now I'm about to multiply this entire thing by something because it's already being divided by what I want. And I want to get that out in the denominator out the bottom and into the top in the numerator to make it work. So let's do that. So parentheses, this is a new change. This is just the red is changes from step to step in the equation. So you understand what was done algebraically. So what's in red is the changes I'm about to make to do the algebra to this problem. And then this is going to be divided by, I'm going to use parentheses, delta t, right? That's what I want to get out the bottom. Close that and make sure this is all red as well. So you'll see the changes. But as they say in mathematics, for algebra especially, what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So I'm going to come over here and grab this part. And I'll put this in parentheses here. And also change the color for you so you can see it. But I got to do to the other. What you do to one side, you got to do to the other. And I just did that. Change the color of this. And do this here. All right, awesome. So now something's going to cross out, right? We got to clean this up. So, of course, this crosses out with this. Delta t divided by delta t is going to cross out on that side, but then you got delta t on the other side, right? So that's gone. And then this little parenthesis right here is gone. Welcome back, Ms. Brewer. Thought we lost you. All right, so we're
I
going to
was traveling. I'm sorry. You can brush your teeth.
Okay, so here we go. You say you was what, dear?
I was traveling. I'm sorry.
Oh, you was
I
traveling?
had
Okay.
to. Yeah. Hey, see the pause
Yeah.
there real quick. I'm on
What?
class.
Okay, so here we go. We got delta V. That goes over here now, right? And what do we got? This new equation right here, right? So we still got to get delta. No, that's not correct. We still got to get delta t by itself. It's multiplied over here, right? So we got something wrong there. There we go. And I am going to put it in the chat, everybody. But something don't look right. There we go. There we go. I'm like, why that don't look right? Now I can work with it. Talking to Miss Brewer and did something wrong. All right, here we go. So we're gonna clean this up now. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. That was my fault. I fixed it though, as far as the math. So now you see the new equation once we do the algebra steps. And I'm gonna put everything back in the chat for you, Miss Brewer. I think are you able to log into your computer or what are you using?
Talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I got my computer.
Okay.
I'm using both.
Okay. Are you able to get into your Google Docs and keep up with us? Because we're almost out of time. Okay. So, all right. Now the next steps is because you guys see what I'm doing basically. I'm doing the algebra, and the next step is to get delta t by itself. We can do that by let's take this again here, and we're going to make sure we get delta t isolated from this part right here. So we're just going to do the opposite of multiplication, division, right? Parentheses, and we're going to divide by average acceleration because we want it detached from our time. So it's going to be divided by average acceleration over here. All right, Turn it off and close the parentheses. And then I'm going to change the color so you can see it as well. So let me fix this real quick for you. Okay. So let's change the color and show you what, I'm going to change certain parts of it to show you what changed from step to step. So that part changes and this part changes. And then what you do to one side, you do to the other. So I come over here and do it again because this is the algebra part of it. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So it goes there. What crosses out? We're almost through, everybody. We got about maybe 20 more minutes of class left. Like I want to say 19 minutes. And I'm about almost done with it. So you guys can have it for the chat. So what crosses out here? Well, we know average acceleration divided by average acceleration is going to be 1. So we can cross that out. And then come over here. This average acceleration is gone as well. Okay. So what do we end up with? A new equation of what? Well, let me write it out for you. That's gone. And this part is gone. Okay. That's not there anymore. That boy good. Okay, so now we're going to use this equation and just plug in our values so we can be, done with this problem. So let's finish it off. There we go. No, you're doing it wrong. Come here, you. There we go. Okay, so let's take this equation, come down 1. And now we're going to put our values in that we have from our known and unknowns. So we come up here, and these are our values that we had. So we know that delta V is what? Well, we said it was up here, 8.79 meters per second squared. And grab that. Right. That looks good. And what about average acceleration, AAV? We'll come up here. Courtney told us a moment ago, and he left. That boy. Am I doing that right? Because I was looking at the chat. No, okay, so this goes here, by the way, you guys. That's this meters per second squared. So let me move that. The thing showed me that a student left. I was like, who left? And your velocity is 79 meters per second squared. That's what it is. So that's delta V. Let's come here. And yes, you have to show all these steps, everybody, but it is what it is. So some things cross out. We're almost through with this. You have meters per second on top. You have meters per second squared on the bottom. So what will happen is the second squared will come to the numerator, and what will pop out of that is just seconds at the end, because you have a second squared on the top and a second on the bottom, and that's like 2 minus 1. So you have seconds. So let me show you what that looks like in the next iteration. So all of this right here crosses out, like I said. And then all of this right here crosses out. Well, I'm doing good because you're going to have about 5 minutes to get caught up. I looked at the clock like I'm doing real good. And what's on the outside is the seconds. Okay. So the next step is let's clean it up. What goes away and what do we calculate using Math Papa? Give you some time to get this from the chat so you can get it into your Google document. So this is gone, right? That's gone. And that's our new calculation now. So in the end, you are going to, because I did most of the work for you, use Math Papa to calculate this final answer. I'm putting here a question mark, but you have to calculate it. All right, so let's grab this and put it in there so you guys can get caught up. I'm going to start from the very beginning of all the notes you need, because I know Ms. Brewer came back, and I just want to make sure everybody has all the notes to get the homework problem turned in on time. The asynchronous problem is your homework problem, but I want you to try it out. And if you have trouble with it, your next asynchronous day for we're physics students, is on Tuesday. But, try it out. It's the same exact problem, just different numbers. So you're using the same steps, but you got to change the numbers in the second problem. All right. That is your practice problem that you have to finish by 8 p.m. tonight as well. So let's grab the notes. Here is a recap. I'm going to start with the first section of notes. I'm going to put it in the chat. Please make sure you edit it correctly. Okay, so that's the first section. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes after this to get caught up. And then we have share outs. So here's the next section of notes. And when you share out, you should have about as much done as I have done because I did all the work for you. If you were paying attention and on point, you're good. The videos for this class will also be available by at least 4 p.m. today. Okay? So edit your notes in the chat. Not everything is going to cross out correctly. You do lose points for that. Not everything is going to be centered correctly, like your beginning notes. It has to look the same way as mine to get maximum credit. And don't forget about your second problem. You have to do that by 8 p.m. At the very top, we talked about the exit slip. I'm going to put this in here for you. That has to be also in there. But honestly, you can't get points for it if you don't tell me what the definitions are. You have to type those in there. And that's 25 points that you can get. We talked about our header and our document name. Once you are done with all of these things and you finished it all, you're going to hit File and Download PDF, right? And then put it into your SB assignment as a file for browser your computer. All right, so I think I talked about all those steps. I want you to use the remainder of the time we have left to get ready for share outs. So I'm gonna set a clock for 5 minutes. We're at 10:57. That brings us to 11:02, I think. And if you have something to share, you can get your in-class points. You need those to survive this class. It's called participation. You should have as much typed up as I have typed up. I've given you all the notes. So 5 minutes.
Mr. Tyler, we cannot hear you.
Because I muted myself. What's going on?
Oh, no, it just got super quiet.
Because people are working on finishing up the assignment. But
I
did you
know.
have a question?
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. So 3 more minutes, we're gonna do share outs, everybody. And you're new, Miss Brewer, so you didn't know. But I'm giving you this time for you guys to finish typing that up because I'm gonna ask you to share your screen and you guys show me how much you've gotten done. So that's what we're doing now. All right, so that was a timer. Let me turn on the share screen feature for you guys. It's time for us to share out and see who has done what. You should have used this time wisely because this is where you share your screen and you show how much you've gotten typed up in terms of the document I've been working on with you. Let's see here. You have to try to share your screen because if you don't, I can't mark you for points that you need to pass. So I can go down the list, but if you feel confident and ready to share, you can. You can raise your hand or start sharing. But I need to know who's going to go first. Okay, Gabriel, go right ahead, sir. I see your hand. You should be able to take over. I turned the feature on. Gray, you want to go next? It looks like. Okay. Okay. Oh, Gabe, you got a lot done, and you got stuff subscripted. You getting the hang of this. Okay. Did you try the second problem? Well, you calculate the final answer too. You know they're similar, right, Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So give it a try. Gray, go right ahead. I think you raised your hand. I saw. Gabriel, you're free to go. Just turn the assignment in with everything done by 8 p.m. All right. Turn it sideways, sir. It's hard to see that. Thank you. Okay. You got to calculate that final answer, right? And do your subscripting stuff. All right. Did you knock out the second problem or did you try the second problem? No.
Tried it, but I got to get the right calculations.
Okay. Okay. All right. So work on that and you're free to go. Make sure you turn it in, Gray. I know you. Turn it in. You be showing me all this work. Turn it in. All right. Next would be Miss Brewer. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you share your screen real quick?
No, actually, I can't share my screen right now because I left out. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I want you to watch the video later on today. I'll try to message you and try to keep coming to class so you can get caught up on how to share and
Okay.
what to do. Okay. Do you know how to get
I
through?
have a question for you anyway.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you message me, I'm gonna give you the question.
You said what?
I said I have a question for you. When you message me, I'm gonna just ask you.
Okay. Okay. So do you know how to get to GGI or in Townhouse or no?
I'm sorry.
Do you know how to get to GGI? Because that's next.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. I'll see you over there. You're free to go. You can go ahead to GGI. Okay. All right, Rush. I'll see you later, sir. Thanks for the help.
All right, no doubt. Hey, I'm about to text you some little data, some data. All right.
Okay.
All right.